Well, welcome to the F55. Here you find us on the main deck of the F55, and I'm at the helm position, as you can see. This boat has got a fully glassed bridge, which gives you, this, as you can quite clearly see, a really nice clean area to look at. You can have an option two 16-inch screens here. We've only got one on this boat today, and there's a 7-inch, which is all your Volvo displays. This boat comes with a 900 D13s. Great helm. You can as you can see, I'm sat down, easy access to my throttles. This chair is fully adjustable. Or should I want to, I can actually turn this into a bolster. That's quite a few people like to stand up when they're manoeuvring the boat. Great visibility. What I like about this boat is you have the drop window, so you can have some nice fresh air. Now if you're in a climate where it's a bit too warm to have that open, you do have your air conditioning vents either side, so you can get some natural air in there. Drinks holders there. And a nice feature is the joystick control. This is an option we do with Volvo, so it's a Volvo rudder table, and that lets the rudders work independently of each other. So you can drive this boat similar to an IPS, but it's not an IPS boat, it is on shafts. Variable speed thrusters, you can have a stern thruster as well, should you want to, as the option, and easy layout. Very simple, beautifully done, I think. Nice little cubby hole there for your mobile phone, and should you want to drop an iPad in there, there's space to look at that as well. And of course, the trusty compass. Looking out, you can see that a good view. We've got the sun pads up at the moment. With them down, that increases the view even more. And moving on to the other side, we've got a drop window, again to let that natural air in. Another cubby hole. This has got a socket and some USBs in there, so you can use it for your phone chargers or your iPads, but hide them away out of sight. Now, one of the really good things when we launched this boat that we had good customer feedback was the size of this seating area. You know, for a 55, this is a huge area for friends and family to sit down with. We've got a good sized dining room table which unfolds out, and this can as an option be a high-low table, which is also on a slide. So you can drop it all the way down, slide it out, so it becomes like a saloon. So it really doubles up the use of this space. On the opposite side, lovely feature, you know, nicely designed table, you know, seat. This is theoretically a two-seater, but as you can see, you can fit far more people on than that. Underneath, if I can find it, good sized drawers. There's two of those, one either side. Trying to make that space that is often hard to get to as easy as possible. Behind here we have the pop-up TV, so that lifts up, so it really turns into a nice lounge. And of course, those big windows. So if you're not watching TV, you've got that view. Maybe not today in King Point Marina, although the 85 is quite pretty, but if you're in your anchorage, really rather lovely. Down two stairs. That gives you a head height in the master cabin. I'm now stood over the engines, and I go down one step. Now people often ask us, why do you have a step down into the galley? That's to give us room for full height refrigeration. So that's the step up to the Flybridge there, and we have to put the refrigeration underneath those. That's the space, so hence that step down. Good storage overhead, obviously under counter. We have an optional dishwasher under there should you want it, but we have little drawers under there, bin, and the cutlery is on this side. A good size locker underneath there. And then what's become quite a feature of Princesses now is that pop-up window, which really brings the inside outside, outside in. Turns this into a bar, turns it into a galley, but you can really see yourself entertaining, being part of the whole of the family. Like trying to get away from that galley, be in the middle of the boat, and you're stuck out of the way of all the action that's going on outside. Over on the opposite side, we have a nice sideboard unit. Underneath here we have storage for glasses, as well as your bottles. You can have an optional ice maker under there. This one's got the stereo system. And then lastly, you have another optional fridge on this side as well. But great, another use for a bar. But it's really nice how you got this under level lighting, just make a feature out of a utility space. Coming out onto the aft deck, we have another dining room table out here. This folds out in similar style to the one in the saloon. Good seating all the way around. Obviously the boat comes with full wraparound covers as standard. Snubbing winches on either side, and then obviously underneath where we're standing now is access to the engine room and the lazarette. Staircase up to the Flybridge, and then on this side we have the option of having a third helm station. So it pops out of here. You can have the joystick we showed you at the helm, throttles, or thrusters and anchor control. Crew access is through this locker here. So you've got a single bunk down there with bathroom facilities. There's an up-down platform on this boat. We won't show it just yet because, as you can see, we have an 85 pretty much parked on there, and we'll bang our heads on those stainless steel anchors. But let's go and have a look on the foredeck. So as I come up the starboard side here, I passed over 2 fillers. So one's for the diesel, one's for the fresh water. We also have another diesel on the port side, so it doesn't matter which side of the fuel pontoon you go to, you can fill both sides. Although most people like to run a hose either side and fill the tanks equally. But here we are on the foredeck. I guess the key aspect of the F55 over previous boats we built is this Portuguese bridge. You know, having somewhere to sit down comfortably to enjoy the sun, and often what we call the breezy end of the boat, but often, as you know, when you're in a marina, the most private part. You're not looking at everyone walking down the pontoon. Really nice to sit up here on this side. Got lift up headrests. They can drop down to a degree on ratchets, so you can vary the level of your head. And then coming over onto here to the port side, good sized wing locker. In here we can pop fenders, your warps, whatever you may need, and there's also under there your waste tank pump out. Moving forward to the business end, past these good sized handrails for your guests when they're sat up on the sunbed. You'll also notice that the rails all around the boat are good size, so you feel real purchase when you're holding on. Decent sized cleats and fair leads, and then you get your capstan, and then 2 lockers either side as standard. One where the chain locker goes under, the other one where you can store warps, and you've got your controls for your electric windlass. So lovely foredeck. I think stands out over previous boats we've done of this size, but of course it gets great access and visibility of the guys up on the bridge. Now the 55 is a very important boat for us in the product range. It replaces 2 highly successful models, the 52 and the 56. And what we hope to do is show you how we've evolved the models. So as you can see, we've got the amazing Big Brother windows that have become a real trait of Princess. Here you can see actually the line from the signature of the windows on the outside reflected here on the inside. Obviously an opening porthole. Good storage. On this boat we have a vanity unit as well as plenty of drawers and cupboards, as you'd expect. This can be mirrored on the opposite side of the boat. You'll see on this boat actually we've got a lovely coffee area. Decent size master bed with coffee tables either side that control obviously your reading lights as well as the lights for the whole bedroom. Underneath here is your water tank. Now that's lowest point of the boat, so it keeps the stability very good. But forward of that we have some huge drawers. Now that's where we can store your laundry, more of, I suppose, the occasional stuff you may use. And as you can see on the far side, we've got a really nice coffee table, whether you want to use it as your mobile office, or as I said, as an option, we can do that as storage. Moving forward of this side, we have a full-size wardrobe, his and hers, so you've got full height hanging on one side, and then shelves, mirror, and half height hanging just here. Obviously, you have the large TV, and then we move forward into the ensuite. Lovely shower cubicle, good size sideboard for toiletries, that sort of thing, as well as a cupboard behind the mirror. Moving forward, washer dryer is stored underneath there. The other side of the bulkhead or this door here is another large storage unit, and then we move up forward into the guest accommodation. Okay, moving out of the master cabin, we come up forward into the guest area, to the guest bathroom or head. This can be used as your day head or as the guest when they're staying on board. Really nice unit there, lots of storage, as well as medicine cabinets, and of course your shower unit, which has got that lovely port light there to let lots of light in. You do have a blind, so you keep your modesty, but really good use of space. And then as you pan around into our VIP, good mirror of vanity in there, overhead lockers on either side, full length wardrobe, and of course a good sized central line bed with storage underneath there, big pull out drawers to keep all those bits and bobs. TV goes on there should you want one. And then we move out and into the twin cabin. So into the twin cabin, These bunks, as you can find on many Princesses nowadays, can slide together as an option should you want to, which gives you great versatility. Double bunk, single bunk, traditional, really good window there, 2 opening lights, and then storage above. 2 of those, so the knick-knacks. Now underneath the beds, there's pull-out drawers under these. These work whether the boat bed is together or apart, so it's a double-sided drawer. TV would go on there should you order one, and then in here, of course, your full hanging wardrobe with a mirror. And as you come out, I think, which is one of the things that's become a real nice thing about Princess, is this nice open airy foyer for the guest accommodation. You know, gone are the days where you came downstairs into the dark boat. It's now light and airy wherever you go. So here we are on the Flybridge of the F55. I think you agree, quite a good space. We'll start with the wet bar. So underneath here we have of your sink and your grill. This is we now use the Kenyan grills, which are quite a versatile piece of kit. You can pop most of this in the dishwasher. So not only does it cook your food well and retain the heat, it also is easy to look after. Underneath we have plenty of storage. A bin, obviously, for drinks and bits and bobs underneath there. Moving forward, we have a cool box under there. It's got a refrigerated grill there, so you can keep your drinks inside cleaning. And then on this side, we have, opposite the helm, a really nice little day bed area. Under here, pulls out, and you've got an infill cushion there, so it turns into a day bed, completely out of the wind. So when you're driving the boat, you could be with your crew or the family, as it were, talking with them. You might have noticed we have these lovely pop-up lanterns, which add a bit of ambient light to the boat in the evenings. Now downstairs we saw that we have one screen. This one's got the double screens up here, or actually triple, because you've got the engine instrumentation as well, joystick, throttles, thrusters. Now I'm sat on the bolster. If you want to raise yourself up, if you're quite short like I am, or you can pop that down, which then pops you down out of the wind for those extended trips. But again, nicely well laid out helm. If I go aft, you see what is a really large seating area. I don't know how many people you could sit up here, but there's more than enough room for what it's classed for. Big dining room table on this particular boat as an owner's request. This actually goes up and down as well, so once it's down you can turn this into even more of a sun pad. This can be a smaller one like you've seen downstairs, so you can fold in on itself so it doesn't take up quite so much space. And then under here we have our life raft storage. Out the back you can put a canvas should you want to. Now obviously you can see this has got the hardtop on. This hardtop has got the opening section. Now of course you can order that with a normal bimney. Now those bimneys are standard manual, or you can have them hydraulic. So really quite a diverse range of options you can have on it.
So here we are in the engine room of the Princess F55, and each side of me here you've got the Volvo Penta D13 900 horsepower diesel engines, outputting through traditional conventional arrangement of gearbox and propeller shafts with the Volvo electronic steering system. We've got 2 saddle fuel tanks each side of the engine room outboard, and combined they give a fuel capacity of 2,750 litres. Which gives the boat an optimum range somewhere between 250 to 300 nautical miles, depending on your preferred cruising speed. Everything's pretty easy to hand for maintenance down here. You've got removable hatches in the deck tread here to give you access to the freshwater pumps for maintenance. You've got underneath me here the sea cocks and sea strainers for both main engines, and bilge pump access aft. You've also got the DC panels and the AC electric panels on the aft bulkhead here, which are very easy to hand with tread plates over both couplings on the propeller shafts. Aft of the engine room space there is room for a optional gyroscopic stabilizer, which is the Seakeeper 9 we offer on the F55, and it proves very effective indeed when the boat's out at sea. You've also got the option to add an air conditioning plant in this space, which offers 78,000 BTUs of air conditioning capacity. The boat comes as standard with a 9.5 kilowatt generator, which can be upgraded to 17.5 should you go for the gyroscopic stabilizer, or in fact the air conditioning as well. What else can I tell you about the engine room? Not much else in here really to speak of. We've got the fuel filtration system here on the forward bulkhead to my left, which is the starboard side of the boat, and again on the port side for the port engine. You've also got the fire suppression system mounted here, which is fully automatic on the forward bulkhead. The boat also has a holding tank for black water to the tune of 315 litres, and the water capacity for the boat is just over 600 litres. So here we are in the crew cabin of the Princess Flybridge 55, and it's a great space down here. It's a fantastic option to go for should you want the occasional crew member to run the boat, or even a full-time captain for your 55. You've got a 1.8 metre berth here with side loading storage above and pull-out drawers underneath. There is a window behind this privacy Venetian blind here in the transom, and you've also got natural ventilation by way of an opening port light here, and also in the bathroom behind me as well. We've kept the sink in the cabin to maximise on space in the bathroom, so you've got storage under the sink here, which is aft on the transom, and then behind me here on the port side of the boat you've got a full height shower, as you can see here, and a very spacious head forward in this compartment as well. There's plenty of access to everything you might need access to when the vessel's underway. You've got your electronic steering systems behind the hatches here in the bathroom, and then at the bottom of the stepway into the cabin on the starboard side. Bilge space underneath with its own separate bilge pump back here, and the shower of course has its own grey water sump as well. So in summary, the Princess F55 crew cabin option is really great should you want to have an occasional crew member or even a full-time captain. There's plenty of space to live down here for extended cruising, and if you don't go for the crew cabin option, this space is phenomenal. So you've got room for the dinghy, you've got room for lines, you've got room for fenders, extra tools, extra spares, whatever it may need. This space has plenty to offer.
I hope you agree, it really is quite a special boat, the F55, and very important to us here at Princess. It's the first boat you buy in the Flybridge range that's a shaft boat, so it's an introductory to that type of boating for many of our owners, as well as being versatile and it fits in all marinas. Depending on where you boat, you can normally fit a 55 into your marina, so really key to all of our dealers around the world. And talking of our dealers, should you want any more information on this boat, please get in contact with your local dealer who will be able to give you more information on it. Thanks very much.